Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to talk about something really cool, the simple but absolutely brilliant tools that let us humans overcome incredible forces. I mean, these are the physics hacks that literally built our world. So let's dive right in. I mean, it sounds kind of impossible, doesn't it? Like something straight out of a comic book. But here's the thing. Humanity has been solving this exact problem for thousands and thousands of years.
And the secret, well, it's not magic. It's physics. It's all about understanding and, using the fundamental rules of force.
Yeah, for millennia, we've basically been hacking physics with this special set of tools. And what's so amazing about them is that they're elegant, they're super powerful, and yet they are beautifully simple. Okay, so the official term for these things is a simple machine. And all that really means is it's a tool that messes with force. That's the key right there. It either changes the direction of the force or, and this is the big one, it cuts down on the amount of effort you have to put in to get the job done. And their whole purpose has always been the same, which is kind of cool when you think about it. It connects ancient civilizations all the way to our modern world. It's always been about one thing, just making work easier. So how do they actually do it? What's the secret? Well, the secret sauce is a concept called mechanical advantage. And here's the trade-off. This is the really clever part. You get to use less force, but you have to apply that force over a greater distance. So you're basically trading a little bit of extra movement for a whole lot of extra power. Pretty smart, right? All right, let's make this real. Let's see how this actually works with our first example. And it's probably the most famous one of all, the lever. Okay, we can actually see this in action. I want you to imagine doing this right now. Grab a ruler, that's your lever. Put it over a pencil, that's your pivot point, or what we call a fulcrum. Then stick a heavy book on one end. Now just push down on the other end. And see? The book just lifts up with almost no effort. It's surprisingly easy. That is mechanical advantage right there. And here's the key takeaway from that little experiment. The position of that pivot point, the fulcrum, it's everything. If you slide that pencil closer to the heavy book, lifting it becomes even easier. Slide it away, and suddenly it's much harder. You are literally directly controlling how much force is needed just by changing that one little thing. Okay, moving on. Next up, we've got two other genius little inventions that are all about making the back-breaking work of lifting and moving heavy stuff, well, kind of a breeze. Just look at the difference a pulley makes. Let's say you're trying to lift a heavy bucket. If you just pull it straight up, man, you are fighting gravity with everything you've got. But rig up a simple pulley, and now you're pulling down to make the bucket go up. Not only is that easier on your body, but it takes way less force. And if you add more pulleys into the system, the job gets even easier. The only catch is you'll be pulling a whole lot more rope to get it done. All right, now for our next one. And this is something you see absolutely everywhere, but you probably don't think of it this way. A simple ramp is actually an inclined plane. It's one of the original, most basic simple machines. Just think about it. You're trying to get a heavy box into the back of a truck. Lifting it straight up, that's a huge strain. You might even hurt your back. But if you use a ramp and push it up, the effort you need at any given moment is so much less. There it is again, that same trade-off. You're trading distance for less effort. You're just spreading the workout over a longer, gentler path. So, you see, these are just some dusty old concepts from a physics textbook. Nope, these are ancient. They're universal principles. And the best part is, once you know what to look for, trust me, you are going to see them absolutely everywhere. And it's so important to get this. This knowledge is not new. Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples have been masterfully applying this deep understanding of forces for thousands of years. We're talking about the leverage in hunting tools like a spear thrower, the mind-bending aerodynamics of a boomerang, or even the clever use of forces in fishing traps and building stable shelters. This is truly timeless science. So, okay, let's start looking around. These little physics hacks are hidden right there in front of us, usually in the most normal everyday objects. A simple pair of scissors? That's just two levers joined together at a pivot point, at that fulcrum. They take the little squeeze from your hand and multiply it into a powerful cutting force at the blades. How about a bottle opener? Yup, another classic lever. It just pries that cap right off with hardly any effort from you. Okay, now this one is one of my absolute favorites. A screw is just an inclined plane, or ramp, that's been cleverly wrapped around a cylinder. And what it does is it converts a simple turning motion into an incredibly powerful straight-line force. So clever. And hey, that cord on your window blinds? You guessed it, that's a simple little pulley system, making it super easy to lift the weight of all those slats. So here's the takeaway. The next time you're up against a task that feels like it needs a lot of muscle, a lot of force, don't just think about working harder, think smarter. Think like an engineer, think like an inventor, think like our ancestors did for thousands of years, and ask yourself, what problem in your life could you solve with a simple machine?